morning and welcome to the Morning Edition's Easter Monday holiday special. I'm LaDawn Davis. It's so great to have you with us. Besides our regular newscast, we have this soulful groover and Ronnie Butler on board with us this morning. So sit back and enjoy this soulful ride. But before we get to all of that, let's go to Chief Meteorologist Basil Dean, who will help us plan our holiday weather-wise. Good morning, Basil.
Good morning, LaDawn. I was at this tower camp capturing a beautiful shot overlooking the Paradise Island Resort. And over that resort, they are experiencing partly cloudy skies. But outside of our studios, we are also under partly cloudy conditions, temperature at 72 degrees. Your relative humidity, 60%, northeast winds at 7 miles per hour. The barometric pressure, 1,019.4 millibars at 30.10 inches, and it is steady. Temperatures around the islands this morning, Marsh Harbor, 70 degrees, a cool 69 in Green Tulkey, also Freeport at 69 degrees, in the Berry Islands 72, Allenstown, Bimini at 73 degrees, Harper Island 73, Roxanne, Eleuthera 74, also in Outerstown, Cat Island, they have a temperature of 74 degrees, Staniel Key 73, Kemp Space, St. Andrews 73, in Fresh Creek, Central Andrews 72 degrees, San Salvador and Rum Key at 74, 76 in Ragged Island, Clarence Sound, Long Island, Crooked Island, Betsy Bay, Megawana 77, Ackland 77, Matthewtown also 77, the Turks and Caicos Islands at 78 degrees. And your boating forecast for today in the Northwest and Central Islands, northeast to east winds 15 to 20 knots. That means caution flags are up. For your boaters, choppy seas around 4 to 6 feet. The high tide, that will take place at 9:49 tonight, and the low tide will occur at 3:55 this afternoon. For the southeast Bahamas, northeast to east winds 10 to 15 knots. Your wave heights 2 to 4 feet over the ocean. And going to our satellite picture, we have that frontal boundary across the central Bahamas that will fire up a few showers, even an isolated thunderstorm as well. Over the northwest Bahamas, high pressure will continue to build, and that means some fresh breezes for the most part of the day with mostly sunny conditions. And our forecast for today for here in the capital, mostly sunny and breezy. High temperature reaching about 81 degrees. Tonight, we are looking at just a few clouds, very mild, with the low temperature getting down to 71 degrees. And the extended weather forecast, not too bad at all, getting those daytime temperatures back in the low 80s. But by Friday, heading into the weekend, we'll get you back up into the mid 80s. But those nighttime temperatures remaining nice and mild around the 70-degree mark. LaDawn?
Thanks a lot, Basil. Meanwhile, traffic safety are the watchwords this Easter Monday holiday. Let's check in with Jimonita Swain and Ashley Whitney with the traffic drone to see what's happening out there on our streets.
The traffic report is sponsored by Bahamas First. First in insurance. Today, tomorrow.
Good morning, LaDawn, and good morning, Bahamas. A beautiful Easter Monday shaping up, but as you can see from our live drone shot, we're just at the junction of Blue Hill Road and Poinciana Drive, nearest to the Wolf Road side of things for the morning. And it's been not so busy as it relates to traffic, but a number of persons who would have participated in that early morning Junkanoo rush hour were heading back to their vehicles, making their way back to them. But a busy weekend for traffic officials, as officials indicated last week that they would have a zero tolerance approach as it relates to those persons breaking the rules of the road. And in fact, over the last 24 hours, 53 persons were actually ticketed by traffic officials for infractions that including disobeying traffic signals and definitely not wearing their seat belts. As for accidents, we know that officials are also actively investigating a traffic fatality. A woman was struck on Saturday night just after 11 on Blue Hill Road. She later died in hospital as a result of those injuries. Now, traffic officials plan to continue those road stops and checks on this holiday as it wraps up the Easter holiday weekend. So far, it, as we said, has been busy with a number of things they are doing, but we just want to urge that you drive safe, wear your seatbelts, and ensure that you don't drink and drive. Back to you in Studio LaDawn.
Thanks, Jimonita. Stay close. We've got more Morning Edition news right after this. Welcome back to the Morning Edition. Topping the news this morning, as part of its regulatory agenda for 2019, the Utilities Regulation and Competition Authority, or IRCA, will be looking at introducing regulations for the information, communication, and technology sectors that will help to facilitate faster and a more efficient spread of information during and after times of disaster. Director of Electronic Communications, Carlton Smith, speaking at a recent town hall meeting, says IRCA is hoping that with the ICTS for Disaster Management project, its intervention can foster network resilience and recoverability.
ICT systems enable disaster managers to forecast disasters in preparation for an impending disaster, to disseminate information and warning messages to you, the consumers, and to coordinate rescue and evacuation tasks and coordinate recovery efforts after a disaster. The ICT networks and services must be resilient, and if compromised, rapidly recoverable to facilitate the critical disaster management. It must be resilient and it should not be compromised. If compromised, it will affect our ability to be able to rapidly recover.
Detectives start the week off continuing intense investigations into the country's latest murder. Police were called to the Bonefish Pond National Park off Cowpen Road sometime after 6 o'clock Sunday evening, where they discovered the body of a male on the ground with gunshot wounds about the body. Officer in charge of the Central Detective Unit, Chief Superintendent Solomon Cash, described the crime scene as extensive.
Isolated area, but is visited quite often by residents and visitors alike because it's a natural park, Bonefish Pond, which is well known to the Bahamian public.
While we spent Easter Sunday acknowledging our Christian beliefs and Jesus' resurrection, it was not the same for the people of Sri Lanka. Their Easter Sunday was shattered by gruesome bombings that killed at least 207 people in Sri Lankan churches and hotels. It's not clear who's behind the 8 explosions that forced a country of 21 million people to go on lockdown. The explosions blew out the tiled roofs of Catholic churches and hotel windows, killing worshipers and hotel guests in the process. The violence punctured a decade of relative peace in the country following the end of its civil war in 2009, where attacks were common during the 25-year struggle. We keep the people of Sri Lanka in our prayers. In more pleasant news, St. James Anglican Church is holding its fair and raffle today down in serene Adelaide. Father Andrew Toppin is standing by with details. Good morning.
Today, Easter Monday, we'll be having our annual Easter Monday Fest. 12 noon to 6 p.m. on the church's grounds. I'm extending a warning to everyone to come down and have a very, very wonderful time, okay? There'll be lots of food and drinks. And one of the things we emphasize always is Bahamian things, Bahamian treats. We plan to cook out on the rock, some pea soup, okra soup. So come down and sample it. We have some very wonderful native drinks for you to wash down and cool yourself off. We also have a little kiddies corner for the children. They may enter at a price and they can bounce and fall along and get their face painted. Okay. Also too, we're having a raffle, and the grand prize would be a caravan cruise for 2. Tickets are only $2 and they'll be on sale all day long. For those who are on a healthy diet, there'll also be healthy food options for you as well. We also plan to have comforters, both with the white flour as well as with the whole wheat flour. So if you want to watch your weight, you can some of those as well. But you know, they will come down to the James this afternoon, 12 noon to 6 p.m. The drive is worth it. You will be satisfied.
And still to come, the world-renowned Soulful Groovers. That and more in the morning edition comes right back. Welcome back to the Morning Edition's Easter Monday holiday special. We are here with the world famous Soulful Groovers.
That's right.
Welcome to the Morning Edition, guys.
Thank you for having us.
So band leader Ralph Johnson, talk to us a little bit about the Soulful Groovers.
Well, the Soulful Groovers has been around for such a long time. If I give you the years, I would tell you how old I am. So I'm not going to do that.
Okay.
But we've been around for such a long time, and we've been playing all over Nassau. A matter of fact, all throughout the Bahamas, in the Caribbean, and we've traveled extensively throughout the United States and even Europe.
So where do you guys, I guess, perform regularly?
Well, we freelance most of all, and so we perform wherever the need arises, we will be there. And so we had Philosophy Smokehouse, we had Compass Point, we had Palm Key, we had Bahama, we had anywhere you want us to be, we'll be there.
So introduce us to each of your
Okay, the
members.
band members, bass, Mr. Raphael Moxie, on drums in the back, Douglas Williams, on alto saxophone, Mr. Philip Roca, on trumpet, Mr. Tech Wright, on guitar, Mr. Edison Roll, and of course, a fabulous sugar, as we call her, Valerie Richards.
So what are you guys going to be performing for us this morning?
This morning, we did Do Right In for you to give you a little teaser, and now we're going to come back with something else, Master Roach.
Okay.
I know you know about that.
Yes, I do, definitely. Ladies and gentlemen, the Soulful Groovers.
Chatting, whining to the rake and scrape at the graveyard end. The music's so sweet, everybody's calling, drinking up the sky juice. We get to ride in. Oh, oh, I get to ride in. I can't go home 'cause I do ride in. My head's spinning 'cause I do ride in. Oh, I get to ride in. Hey! Give me a shot. The more I drink, the more these gals are looking hot. I had so much to drink, I can hardly see. Hold on, man, hold on. I got to go by the tree and then make it. Oh, oh, I get to ride in. I can't go home 'cause I do ride in. My head's spinning 'cause I do ride in. Oh, I get to ride in. Hey, I met this gal. She's pretty and sexy. She's the kind of gal I want next to me. We were jamming to the rake and scraping the sand. My friend tapped me on my shoulder and said, "You dancing with a man?" Oh, oh, I get to ride in. I can't go home 'cause I do ride in. My head's spinning 'cause I do ride in. Oh, I get to ride in. Oh, I get to ride in. I can't go home 'cause I do ride in. My head's spinning 'cause I do ride in. Oh, I get to ride in. They slowed the party down and the jammer to Luther. So I went outside to eat some barracuda. Later that evening, my belly feeling pain. I run to the toilet, but the rest I can't explain. 'Cause oh, I get to ride in. I can't go home 'cause I do ride in. My head's spinning 'cause I do ride in. Oh, I get to ride in home. It's early in the morning, I just getting in. sneak through the back door. My wife was still sleeping. I dip in the room and slip inside the bed. The next thing I know, this woman was trying to kill me dead. I said, now hold on, woman. I get to riding. I can't go home cause I do riding. I head spinning cause I do riding. Oh, I get to riding. Gone to the doctor cause I have a pain down there. Doctor say turn around, let me see what's happening here. Next thing he do, he put the glove on his hand. When he took me, I see the promised land. Oh, I get to riding. I can't go home cause I do riding. My head spinning cause I do riding. Oh, come on, Roka. Let her horn. You know my wife leave me because I get do riding. And everybody leaving me because I get do riding. And I go by the tree and I get do riding. And I eat some barracuda. I get do riding. Oh, I get do riding. I can't go home cause I.
Great performance there by the Soulful Groovers. It's Easter Monday, and for many Bahamians, it's the official start of beach season. Thousands of Bahamians will flock to beaches today. Charles Fisher tells us just how to keep safe on the beach this holiday.
I'm not quite dressed for this Easter Monday holiday to take it into the waters. I know a lot of folks will be going into the waters, Bahamians and tourists alike. But before you jump into the water this holiday, there are some safety measures you must take in place. Deanza Thompson, a lifeguard with the Bahamas Public Parks and Beaches Authority, says only one rule when it comes to children.
Make sure there's adult presence if there are kids. We don't allow kids to come out here by themselves if not accompanied by an adult. When they're going in the water, make sure supervision, even if there is an adult presence. Make sure supervision all around because you don't know what can happen because we out here by yourself and you know want to help you get anything that happen. You might get your cramp out in the water, stuff like that.
Over the weekend, conditions were choppy. It's a risk on both ends to the swimmer and lifeguard, so take advice.
We'll advise you to be cautious because if it's choppy like this, sometimes you can tend the sea life to come inshore. So we'll try to tell you be cautious as possible.
Now in regards to those flotation devices,
we'll prefer you not to use it because it's choppy. You don't know where the current is going. So if the current is going out, you might get caught in the current and drift out. So prefer you not to use it once it's choppy like this.
Alcohol consumption, if a must, stay away from the water.
We have incidents where even our tourists, they come here, they under the influence of alcohol and they want to swim to the buoy line, and we try our best to stop them not to go in the water once they're consuming alcohol.
While the sea may make you hungry, there's also a rule of law when it comes to eating.
We prefer you not to eat before you go into the water. I mean, we prefer not to eat before you go in the water because if you eat, that helps slow you down. You could catch cramps, help catch cramps and all that stuff. So, and it also makes you get weighty. So it'll be a struggle for you to be swimming.
Some rules to follow for you to have a very safe day at the beach. For the ZNS News Network, I'm Charles Fisher.
Fisher, we're going to take a break here and return with more Morning Edition's Easter Monday special right after this. Welcome back to the Morning Edition. There's nothing like a quick fix for a sweet tooth. Well, somewhere over in Grand Bahama, there's a young chef who has that fix just for you. Let's take a trip and see what sweet treat lies ahead.
Easter would not be Easter without a few sweet treats. This Easter, the owner of Delish Chocolates and Pastries, Dominic Russell, decided to create some unique treats for the public.
I started to cook when I was younger, but I realized that wasn't working out too good for me, so I tried to play with flour, and that worked out better. I've been baking for a long time. I started off baking for family. It was tragic, but then it ended up being better and better. Everything that I learn or know right now is self-taught, and I've been doing that for a while. I've been training a lot of kids now with cake decorating. I've been training kids at St. George's High School.
Russell says he's been baking from the age of 10. He offered some Easter decorated cupcakes during a pop-up shop.
A lot of people don't normally get cupcakes around Easter because they always want the traditional hot cross bun bread. Well, this year, I decided to do something a bit different, and I did a hot crust cupcake. The reason why I did this is because, a lot of little kids really don't want to sit down eating bread, even though they don't understand what it means, so I tried to do something a little different for my family members and my little cousin, and they really, really loved it to see that it was the same thing that their parents was eating, but their own was really sweet, and it was actually a cupcake.
He says the support from the local community has been amazing.
I got, it was like the comments was like, oh, hot crust cupcake? Well, I'm not going to eat it because, I'm traditional, but I'll sure get it for my kids. And I also got a lot of support from teachers in schools as well. Last week I did a pop-up shop where I did cupcakes mainly for teachers. School is closing and they wanted cupcakes, so I did a lot of Easter cupcakes for them, and it was really, 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 really good for that.
It's Talia Hall, ZNS Network News.
Great story there, Talia. Let's turn things over to Jimonita Swain, who is standing by with a legend.
Thanks, Adon. Well, Ronnie Ambrister is a legendary Bahamian entertainer who has been on the music scene for decades. He's known as a swooner, so he joins us now live on the Morning Edition. Good morning, Ronnie.
Good morning, beautiful. How are you?
I am wonderful. So what's been going on with you lately?
Well, lately, I've been here and there doing little things. I've been doing a lot of moving around, performing, wherever the price is right.
So you're keeping things busy.
Keeping very busy.
Now, I know that you are also involved with the Musicians Union. Are you still, is that a part of another element on your plate of busyness?
Yeah, that's a part of one of my other elements. And I'm also the consultant of entertainment at the Ministry of Tourism.
Lots happening for you. But so tell us, what are you going to be singing for us this morning, this Easter Monday?
Well, this morning I'm going to do a song that takes us back in the time. The song is called The Trade Winds. Things are so peculiar these days. So much funny things are happening. And this song tells you what to look out for.
Well, without further ado, I'm going to let you do your due and take us through the trade winds. Ronnie Ambrister, everyone.
Right on. Here I stand looking around me, while all around me, what do I see? Unhappy faces behind a painted smile, heartaches and loneliness, dressed up in modern style, unhappy people living in sin and shame. Reflection of myself, life is no easy game. We're caught up in the trade winds of a time. Here I stand looking around me, while all around me, what do I see?
Tradewinds will soon become streetwalkers in the night. Young boys, a restless breed, looking for a fight. Children, the rich and poor, they're searching for the truth. And if you don't find it, God help tomorrow's you. We're caught up in the trade wind. Trade winds of the time. Trade winds are blowing, blowing around me, while all around me, what do I see? Hatred and jealousy, brotherhood is dying, love is the answer, nobody's buying, good people are turning back, some don't but they are few, the winds are blowing, and the choices are few. Oh, we caught up in the trade wind. Trade winds of our time. Yeah, 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 yeah. Trade winds. Oh, we're caught up in the trade winds of our time. Trade winds are blowing, blowing around and around and around and around and around in my mind. Yes, we're riding on the trade winds, riding on the trade winds of our mind.
Beautiful rendition of Trade Winds. Thank you so much for joining us.
And you know, it's a pleasure seeing you. And you know, hey, now I want you folks out there in TV land to be jealous. She looks good. I mean, she looks good.
Well, thank you so much, and thank you so much for being on the Morning Edition. Ronnie and Brister, everyone.
Oh, you got it right.
Great performance there by Ronnie Umbrister. The much anticipated production Untitled is fast approaching, and one of the writers, Patrice Francis, and production director Marcel Sherman joins us this morning with details on the production. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Morning Edition.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for having us.
Yes.
So Patrice, talk to us a little bit about Untitled. What does it all entail?
Untitled is a stage production that is a mix of monologues and conversations where the characters are actually people who are in therapy, not just therapy, but art therapy. And so Untitled is really a unique production where theater and abstract art come together to help people to listen to some hard conversations that probably need to be had in our personal lives. And we're doing it because in May, it's Mental Health Month in the United States, and also in the UK, they celebrate Mental Health Week. And so what we're trying to do is to use theater and abstract art to encourage Bahamians to get some things off their chests, like we say.
And Marcel, who are some of the stars for Untitled?
Actually, we have no name stars per se. We have an eclectic group of individuals. It's composed, made up primarily of some adults, and we have some student actors as well. And what they're bringing to it is like a whole different genre of acting and a whole different take on what it means to bring this whole issue of mental health to the forefront. It's an original work, something that has never been done. So I'm amazed at what is happening with it, having my first time as a director. So what the audience will experience is something new. I took the vision that the writers had on paper and I made it become real. So I'm sure that once you come to the theater, you will thoroughly enjoy it and you will be awakened by what you will experience.
When and where will the production take place,
All right.
and how can persons purchase tickets?
Absolutely. So we're at the Dundas Center for the Performing Arts. We're actually performing Untitled in the intimate space, the Philip A. Burrows Black Box, this upcoming weekend, Friday the 26th of April, 27th and 28th, and then May 3rd, 4th, and 5th. Our Friday and Saturday performances are at 8 p.m. and our Sunday performances are at 6 p.m. So it's 2 back-to-back weekends. And tickets can be bought at the Dundas box office, 393-3728 or 394-7179. Yeah, so tickets are $30 and the box office is open 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Monday through Saturday.
Marcel, Patrice, thank you so much for joining us here on the Morning Edition, and best of luck on your Untitled
Thank
production.
you. Thank you for having us.
We now go to the soothing sounds of the Soulful Groovers.
Y'all ready? Come on. When I was just a little girl, the island was my little world. The old folks sing and dance all night. They mash from till the morning light. Pull up the front leg, she pull up, she down there. Move it to the left and move it to the right, and push it round the waist and push it round the place. We just don't see it anymore. Lift your leg up off the floor. Stop your foot back on the floor. Drag your right leg to the left. Shake your body till you're right. Join the line and watch the roach. Mash that roach, kick the roach, squash the roach. Do you remember long ago how we used to mash, 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 mash roach? Let's go. I remember what we used to do. It's been so long since I've danced too. This stuff in music is so sweet. I feel the rhythm in my feet. I wanna stomp around, feeling like a clown, moving on the floor, letting you explore, moving till I sweat. Body's so correct. You got to join me on the floor. Lift your leg up off the floor. Stomp your foot back on the floor. Drag your right leg to the left. Shake your body till you're right. Join the line and mash the road. Just mash that road. Kick the road. Kick that road. Squash the road. Do you remember long ago how we used to mash, 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 mash the road? Let's go. Come on, FG. Woo! Hey! I remember what we used to do. Been so long since I danced too. This thumping music is so sweet. I feel the rhythm in my feet. I wanna stomp around, feeling like a clown, moving on the floor, letting music roar, moving till I sweat. My body's so correct.
Let's turn things over to Charles Fisher with the Morning Edition Easter Monday Sports Report.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Sports on this Easter Monday. And as you can see, I'm celebrating my Boston Celtics sweep of the Indiana Pacers. And also celebrating over there in the Cayman Islands is our track and field team. They're racking up the medals. And for that, we check in with Romiko Knowles.
This Carifta update brought to you by Shield Insurance. Premier Travel, member of the International Air Transport Association. Thompson Trading, distributors of Gatorade. And by Generali Insurance.
Parents and fans from the 242 assembling at the Truman Barton Sports Complex in the Grand Cayman Island for the 48th Annual Carifta Track and Field Championships. The morning session starting off with Bahamians giving honor to God through praise and worship. Bahamian athletes then took to the track for the preliminary rounds. 20 of them advanced to the finals and 6 walked away with medals. In the women under 17 400-meter hurdles, Rashay Dean finished third in a time of 1 minute 3.52, capturing Team Bahamas' 4th bronze medal behind Jamaica's Seychelle Reed and Quayshawn Davis.
I felt really good about it. I think I could have done more because it wasn't my personal best, but there's always the next time for that.
Moving on to the under-20 boys 400-meter hurdles, Matthew Thompson captured Team Bahamas' first silver medal with a very strong run, passing Jamaica's Shamar Brown in the home stretch to finish in a time of 52.23 seconds.
It felt good. I'm excited for the future. I'm proud of myself, and I'm glad that I was able to represent my country and my Lord and my friends and supporters.
Jasmine Knowles in the under-20 girls 800 meters came out strong, leading the race from start to finish. A very brilliant run to capture Team Bahamas' 8th gold medal and first of the night with a time of 2:09.49, a personal best for her.
2:09?
Yeah, 2:09.
I feel very proud.
You captured Team Bahamas' 8th gold medal and first of the night. How does that feel?
Very good. That's very terrific for me. I never thought I could do that.
Keyshawn Strawn setting a new record in the under-17 boys javelin, breaking the old record of 64.01 meters and establishing a new Carifta record of 64.32 meters.
It feels pretty great. I just want to thank the Lord for allowing me to come out here and compete to the best of my abilities. I was training very hard for it. I just want to thank the Lord. My third throw, my second throw when I threw the 60.14, I feel that I could do more better, so I just have to stay focused.
Octathlete Patrick Johnson got Team Bahamas' 2nd silver medal after competing in 7 sporting disciplines. His score, 5,244. Don't blink. The under-20 boys 200 meters was over before it started. Terrence Jones got Team Bahamas' 3rd bronze medal with a time of 20.89. At the end of day 2 of competition, Team Bahamas finished with 9 gold medals, 1 silver, and 5 bronze. For my cameraman Ashley Taylor, I'm Ramiko Knowles reporting from the Grand Cayman Islands, ZNS Total Sports.
Also doing a good job over there in Barbados is our swim team, and for that we go now to Amajal Knowles.
Well, after 2 days of competition, Team Bahamas still looking dominant here in Bridgetown, Barbados at the Carifta Swimming Championships. Medal count now standing at 39, including 18 gold. Now, 2 major highlights from day 2 include young Marvin Johnson Jr., who now remains 7 for 7 individual races, securing 7 gold medals for the Bahamas. The other major highlight coming from the boys 15-17 4x1 IM medley relay team, as they set a new Carifta record last night, finishing in a time of 3 minutes 54.32 seconds. Now full interviews from day 2 in tonight's report. Signing out from Bridgetown, Barbados, I'm Amajal Knowles, ZNS Total Sports.
This Carifta update brought to you by Shield Insurance. Premier Travel, member of the International Air Transport Association. Thompson Trading, distributors of Gatorade. And by Generali Insurance.
And that's going to put a wrap on Easter Monday sports. But before we go, the ZNS team is headed over to George Target Zuma today and the 48th National Family Ad Regatta. Stay tuned to ZNS all week for highlights from that.
The Atlantis Paradise Island Resort presents a spring festival dubbed Twilight Electric. This festival has a number of elements expected to stimulate the senses, including carnival activities, food, entertainment, and a cabaret-themed show, Showtime, at the Pink Flamingo. Jiminy DeSwain has all the details in this week's edition of Catching the Feeling.
It's being touted as an event that will seduce the senses. Twilight Electric. We find out what it's all about.
We're very excited to introduce Twilight Electric Festival featuring Showtime at the Pink Flamingo. The festival itself is based on entertainment. Every evening there are live musicians here on property. It's ranging from acts like Willis and the Illis to Thingham Band to the Royal Bahamas Police Force Marching Band. And then the feature performance at the festival is Showtime at the Pink Flamingo.
The Pink Flamingo theatrical production, according to Atlantis' on-island marketing director Cara Douglas, is a mix of cabaret dances, acrobatics, stunts, and cirque acts under a big tent. There will also be fire dancers and the police force pop band who will also perform. She says planning to pull everything together started 12 months ago.
Everything arrived in containers approximately 3 weeks ago, 3 weeks to a month ago. It's been a true labor of love putting together the site. As you said, there's a boardwalk that was constructed here, all of the facades that are across the property as well, the Ferris wheel, the entertainment tent, and then the Spiegel tent, which we're standing in at the moment, was also shipped here from Belgium and then assembled, which took about a week of work to assemble.
The event is exhibited as a playground under the stars with a whimsical feel to it, and it also taps into the Bahamas' culture with food, drinks, and artistry. And as for ticket cost?
Prices range from $45 to $120 plus VAT, but because it's a circular stage, there's really no bad seat in the house. We have McKinsey's tropical conch salad and traditional conch salad available, everything from veggie burgers to premium beef burgers. We have Pirate Republic beers. We have a chunky, funky monkey drink that is the specialty drink of the festival as well. We have cotton candy and a lot of festival treats.
The festival runs until June 23rd, and it's billed as one that you don't want to miss, so make sure and make your way down to Paradise Harbor before it ends. For Catching the Feeling, I'm Jimenita Swain.
Thanks, Jimenita. The Morning Edition's Easter Monday special continues. Swooner Ronnie Brister graces us with another performance.
If a picture paints 1,000 words, then why can't I paint you? The words would never show. Do you have come to know? If a face could launch 1,000 ships, where am I to go? There's no one home but you. You're all that's left me to. And when my love for life is running dry, you'd come and pour yourself on me. If a man could be two places at one time, I'd be with you tomorrow and today, beside you all the way. If the world should stop revolving, spinning slowly down to die, I'd spend the end with you. And when the world was through, then one by one the stars would all go out. Then you and I would simply fly away. If a man could be two places at one time, I'd be with you tomorrow and today, beside you all the way. If the world should stop revolving, spinning slowly down the time, I'd spend the end with you. When the world was true, then one by one the stars would all go out. Then you and I would simply fly.
We hope you enjoyed our Easter Monday holiday special. We now go to the Soulful Groovers.
I was dancing by myself the other day, having a good time by myself. Then this lady was looking at me with glittering eyes, and she walked right up to me and say, you know I like you, you're looking nice, but there is only one way this can work. You gotta learn it fast. You gotta learn how to shake. Then she said, shake like this. Shake like that, move your waist and wine. Shake like this, shake like that, move your waist and wine. I don't know why she bothering me, 'cause I'm not looking for nothing tonight. She come back bending over in front of me. I think she want to turn on my light. I turned around and started to go. She pulled me back and say, no, you're my man, so hold me tight. You have me all night. And she say, shake like this, shake like that. Move your waist and wine. Shake like this, shake like that. Move your waist and wine. I was in trouble with this gal, 'cause everywhere I go she following me. I went to the restroom, she wait outside. Man, this gal won't let me be. I think she have a fantasy about being with me, and she want to make it reality. I say, hold on, baby, listen to me. I got to go home to my family. Then she say, shake like this, shake like that. Move your waist and wine. Shake like this, shake like that. Move your waist and wine.